Oh, hey, sorry, I didn't see you there. I'm actually on my way to go and check out some new audio recording products here at SuperBooth 2025. You want to come with me? All right, let's go. Bitwig is fast becoming a door for electronic music producers, especially those who utilize various analog synthesis, such as modular and semi-modular setups. And recently, Bitwig announced an audio interface that is designed to integrate tightly with those types of setups, and that is the Connect 412. The Connect 412 is a 4-input, 12-output audio interface. It's USB-C, and it has one XLR TRS combo jack on the rear that has a microphone preamp, can be used for mic, line, and instrument level signals. And then there's a TRS input that can be used for line and instrument level signals. And you've also got 6 balanced TRS outputs on the rear, so you have a lot of flexibility there for connecting to multiple sets of monitor speakers. However, what is of particular interest to modular synthesizer users is that on the front of the unit, there are 2 additional inputs and 4 additional outputs, and these are in the format of mini TS jacks. These 2 inputs and 4 outputs are DC coupled, which means that you can send and receive control voltage from Bitwig, which is pretty cool. And Bitwig says that the Control 412 is more than just an interface. It also features transport controls, which are of course tightly integrated with Bitwig Studio, but they run via the MCU protocol, so they can be used with other digital audio workstations as well. And then you'll see that there's a center dial. This is like a multifunction encoder, and the functions are dictated by the buttons below. So you can adjust the preamp or the input gains via these first 2 buttons. There's a main button for adjusting the volume of the main outputs. There's a phones button for adjusting the headphone volume. There's also this unique scroll feature here. You can push that down once, and that'll put you into scroll mode, and you can use the center dial to scroll left and right through a session, and then you can press it a second time when you're in scroll mode and use the dial to zoom in or zoom out of a session. There's a monitor controller section with a dim button, a mono summing button, and then also a button for an alternate set of speakers. And then for Bitwig users, you'll like this. There's the Bitwig mode button, which when you press this, you can hover your mouse cursor over a parameter on the screen and then use the center dial to adjust that parameter. One thing to note is that the center dial is very high resolution. It operates with 10-bit MIDI, so it's basically twice the resolution of a lot of other controllers that are out there on the market, so it allows for very fine adjustment over parameters. For those people that do not use Bitwig Studio, there is a control app which allows you to control a lot of the parameters of the Connect 412 via software. However, for Bitwig users, a lot of that functionality that's in the control app, I think all of it actually, is built into Bitwig Studio. So you've got seamless integration there with your DAW of choice with this interface. So that's it for the Connect 412. Let's go and take a wander and see what else we can find. Eventide have had a strong reputation for a long time as being pioneers in the harmonizer pitch shifter space, and the H90 of course has been out for a couple of years, but one thing I love about Eventide is that they don't forget about their products. They're always updating them and creating new algorithms. So the H90 has recently, I believe it was announced last week, received 2 new algorithms that are catered to vocal performance. Now you might be thinking, well, this is a recording kind of production roundup. What's the deal here? Well, the thing is the H90 can be used in a studio setting. It's stereo in and stereo out. It's capable of handling line level signal. So in addition to being able to be used for live performance, it can be used essentially as a studio processor. You could think of it kind of like the baby H9000. These 2 new algorithms, Vocal Tune and Vocal Shift, were derived from those that are in the H9000 processor. And let's start out with taking a look at the Vocal Tune algorithm. It offers real-time pitch correction along with formant shifting, and there's also quantization control, so you can dial in a more natural sounding tuning, or if you want to go all the way to hard tuning, which is a popular effect, you can do that as well. The Vocal Tune algorithm also includes a compression and a gate section. So now let's move along to the Vocal Shift algorithm, which essentially allows you to instantly create 3-part harmony, and you can control each of the 3 voices, the range of those voices, and the possible ranges are +1 octave or -1 octave for each voice, and you can choose any interval in between. Of course, both of these algorithms are tailored to vocal performance, but that doesn't mean that you can't try these on other instruments and you might find some interesting results. So it's definitely something that you can use to bring some more flavor and effects into your productions. And the H90 in general is a device that is capable of doing that. It's filled with amazing algorithms that are perfect for sound designers and instrumentalists alike. Let's go ahead and see what else we can find at the show. So you've got your tracks recorded. Maybe you're someone up until now who's mixed in the box, so to speak, with plugins, and there ain't nothing wrong with mixing in the box. But if you're looking to try some outboard compression for your mixing or for even your recordings, AEA just released a few weeks ago the 1029 stereo VCA compressor. Now, you might be thinking, well, it's weird that there's a microphone company with a compressor here at SuperBooth, but actually a VCA compressor is a very useful tool for producing electronic music because it's capable of very, very fast attack and release times. And the AEA 1029 is in fact designed to be very, very transparent sounding. So what you put into it is what you get out of it, just with some compression added. There are 3 different compression flavors here. You've got peak fast, peak slow, and RMS, and those adjust the attack and release times. There's a threshold control, a ratio control that goes all the way from 1 to 1 up to limit. Then you have your makeup gain, and then here is the dry-wet blend. So you can do parallel compression really easily here. You can just dial it in from all the way dry to 100% wet, or whatever you want in between, because that's continuously variable. You have a bypass button right here, and then here's the meter section with the gain reduction meter, and then an in and an out section on the meter so you can tell that you're not overloading the compressor. So let's go ahead and see what else we can find. If you're looking for something to add a little extra analog mojo to your mixes, you could consider the Elysia X-Max. This is a master bus processor. This unit combines multiband compression and mid-side compression. I'll take you through the controls and explain what it does right now. In the threshold section, you'll see 3 controls: low, mid, and sides. This is where we combine this multiband compression and mid-side processing. The low threshold controls the threshold for the low frequency compressor that's in this unit. Then we have the mid and the side. Mid is actually not speaking about frequency, it's speaking about the spatial imaging. So this controls the threshold for the compression that works on the center part of the image, while the side control controls the threshold for the compressor that works on the sides. So you can have different amounts of compression on your mid and your sides, as well as the low frequencies. Moving along to the control section, we have the crossover frequency control right here for the low frequency compressor. And then we have a time control, which adjusts the global release time of all the compression here. So the attack time is fixed at 10 milliseconds for all the compression. This adjusts the global release. And then we have a link control, which allows you to link the side chains of these compressors. So all the way to the left over here, they are not linked. And you can see that on the meter right here. But as I turn the control up, it's variable all the way to where they're fully linked. We're going to skip the center section real quick and head over to this gain section here. These are actually volume controls. Basically, you can balance your low frequency with your mid channel and your side channel. So if you wanted to, you could bring the sides up to widen the image a little bit. You could collapse the middle if you want, or you could make the middle more prominent. And then over here on the shape side, this is where you get some tonal shaping. The tone control is a high shelf filter with plus or minus 8 dB of boost or cut. Then you have the soft clipper control. All the way to the left, it's going to be very subtle, just kind of rounding out those transients. But if you turn it all the way up, it's almost close to limiting. And then there is the master output control all the way on the right. Now, I said that I was going to come back and talk about these center buttons here. You've got the hit it button, which is Elysia's fun way of indicating bypass. So when this is not lit up, it's in bypass, and then this is engaged right now. And then over here we have punch and low-mo. The punch control changes the compression ratio from 1.5 to 1 to 2.5 to 1. And then we have the low-mo button, which engages a low cut for the sidebands, just to clean up any low frequencies in there, which can help with mid-side processing. On the rear of the unit, you will find XLR and TRS ins and outs, and that is the Elysia X-Max. Hey, so I hope you got something out of that. If you did, drop me a comment below and let me know. And to keep up with our Pro Audio content, go ahead and subscribe to the B&H Pro Audio YouTube channel. This has been Andrew reminding you to always remember audio.